Hello friends, welcome to my today's webinar which is on Internet of Things, commonly known as IoT, and I'm your host Prashant Kumar. So let's begin with our presentation today. The agenda for today's webinar is what is IoT, how IoT works, how can IoT change our life, future of IoT with real-world examples, IoT challenges, and last but not the least, career opportunities in IoT. So today we are going to talk about all these points, and let's move on to our first slide, which is talking about what is IoT, what is Internet of Testing. So if you go on any of the search engine and you type this thing IoT or Internet of Things, this is what you will get as a part of your result, first result from dictionary. IoT is Internet of Things verbally, which means the interconnection via the internet of computing devices embedded in everyday objects, enabling them to send and receive data. Now, this sounds so technical, and for many of the users, many of my viewers, they might be thinking, okay, this is something which is not very much understandable. Let's try to figure it out with real-time examples, such as the second image which is there on your screen. So you can see a human hand, custom made by the certified hardware partners. So there are sensors. Sensors are the custom made receivers which are being made by certified hardware partners, and it's a human hand which is touching or using it. And then once you use it, you establish a connection, you end up into a connectivity channel, and where you have a stable and robust IoT environment. You can see the different hardware and software environment which is involved in order to create or establish a stable and robust connection. And finally, you go ahead to the application where you use the collected data to optimize your process. So using internet with the help of sensors and with internet connectivity, you can control different kind of applications depending upon the data which is optimized to process your needs. This is what Internet of Things does. It will be very much clear in the upcoming slides, wherein I'll define what exactly is Internet of Things, how it works, and what are the challenges, what are different kind of things which you need to know in order to understand the complete behavior and features. So, in a layman term, let's talk about few IoT-related features which are important for us. So these are the characteristics of Internet of Things. First, it is event-driven. You have to have some kind of event taking place which will drive Internet of Things to perform some kind of actions. It has an ambient intelligence. It is a smart and intelligent system with its own mind, and it keeps on learning using machine learning. Flexible structure. It has a flexible structure. It is very much flexible, and it can be configured very easily, and it can move on from one to different or to various kind of environment, and it is very much adaptable and it's very much flexible. Semantic sharing. So it has a seamless sharing, it has a semantic sharing, it can be shared across different kind of environment and different kind of users, and it will be equally applicable to all of them. Complex access access of technologies. Yes. Now IoT is based upon lot many technologies such as big data, internet working, and then you have artificial intelligence, smart processing, data analytics, business informatics. There's so many things, so many latest technologies. They are so complex and they are intermixed together so as to come up with something like Internet of Things. These are the 5 most important features or characteristics of IoT. We'll see how these features are implemented so as to provide a very much a solution which is very much applicable to human needs. So in the upcoming slides, I'll show you with real-time examples how these features are implemented in IoT and how a IoT application or how a IoT service or product becomes so much so much useful for human beings in day-to-day life. How IoT works. Now we know what is Internet of Things, or briefly we know what is Internet of Things. The second question which comes into our mind, what exactly is the way of functioning for IoT? How does it work? So, Internet of Things is basically working on 5 principles, which is sharing of data, collection of data, processing of data, storing of the data, and then analysis of those data. And depending on the data analyzed, the different kind of actions are being taken. For example, if you see here, there is a data server which has data storage, and then any kind of human related data is collected or stored or processed via this data storage, and it is analyzed and returned back to the internet. It is analyzed, and different kind of commands are being sent via mobile phone, tablets, or your any laptop which has internet connectivity, and those commands come back depending upon the analysis of user requirement and what can be done and what cannot be done. And then once it is back to the internet, it is then forwarded via router or some other devices to the application which follows this command. So storage devices will collect data for future use. Remote devices such as smartphone will control the IoT. Internet will provide platform for connectivity. A router or gateway will allow devices to connect via Wi-Fi, and thousands of devices will be connected to the internet or each other. This is the way Internet of Things work. So, what is so special about IoT? Now, after knowing all these things, there must be a question coming into your mind. What is so important about IoT? Why there's so huge buzz or so much of buzz in market for IoT? So here we have the IoT is mainly from connecting of devices to human value. So when we talk about IoT, it has two aspects. One is the physical devices or the computer related devices, smart devices, and the second is human value. So the first important thing is over here, uh, device connection. IoT devices, IoT connectivity, and embedded intelligence. So which are to be used, they are IoT devices, they have IoT connectivity, and they have embedded intelligence in them. The second point which is special about IoT is data sensing and collection. All these devices, they are based upon data sensing and collection. They have certain sensors to capture data, sensors and tags, and they store it. Now this data is very much important because depending on this data, you tend to analyze and figure out a pattern, and then you decide what exactly is to be done whenever a user is giving certain kind of commands. Since you know, okay, for example, if you know for 5 days, you get up in the morning and the first thing you do is read some news articles, or let's say 10 days in a row, you get up in the morning and you read newspaper, and then the next thing you do is watch TV to watch some news items. So if you're sitting all this value, if I have all this data about your daily routine, then I can create an app for you which will collect, depending on this data collected every day morning, will show you notification about the newspapers, and then whenever there is a favorite time or whenever there is your show which is going to start on TV, it will again send you a notification or will start streaming that show live on your mobile. So something on those lines. And then three, data transport, focus on the access, the cloud and other control. Yeah, now this is the world of cloud computation. Nobody has a physical server, and it is also not advisable to have a physical server because it gives you flexible, cloud gives you flexibility, and it is safe and secure. So data transportation is also a very important point when we talk about IoT. The fourth point is data analytics, which I already said, depending on the data collection. If you have a large set of data, what will you do? Depending on the data, you have to analyze it. And then we use big data analysis, artificial intelligence, and cognitive learning and analysis at the edge, different kind of mechanism to figure out pattern and a different kind of analytics behavior. Then the fifth point regarding IoT is data value from the analysis to action. API processes and actionable intelligence has to be incorporated. So once you have collected the data, once you have processed it, and after you have processed the data, you know what exactly has to do, what kind of API request has to be sent, what kind of command has to be sent. And then the last most special thing about is human value. Now you want to know what exactly you have to do in order to meet up the human need or provide a value to human being. Smart applications, stakeholder benefits, and tangible benefits. This is the final output. After all these 5 steps, the final output is human value. Now, here comes a very funny way to represent what is IoT and how it can change human life. So I have 3 comic strips in front of you. Please have a look. They're very self-explanatory. So in the first one, you have a fridge, refrigerator, and as the owner is leaving house, the refrigerator itself is saying, "Don't forget to buy the milk." Means they're reminding the user. They know that okay, in the evening the guy would be coming and he'd seek some milk for tea, coffee, or evening snacks or something like that. So you don't have milk, and it's sending a reminder to the user. The second is to talk about it is a vending machine. It is saying the user, you can see user is pretty bulky, and the vending machine is saying, "I'm sorry, Dave, no pie for you." So depending upon guy's food habits, his data, his body structure, or whatever information regarding his health, it is the vending machine is smart enough to figure out, okay, Dave is looking for a pie and it is not good for his health. So vending machine is no more delivering a pie to Dave. And then the third one, there's a pretty lady. She's running towards the windmill, and then you can see the windmill is saying, "I need you," and she is the engineer or technician. She's running over there. So machine would get so smarter that they themselves will ask you that whenever they need any kind of assistance or any kind of repair work. So no need to do manual servicing or wait for them, okay, wait for your team to go ahead and fix or do regular checks. Machine themselves will start talking to you, and depending upon their need, they will let you know. So this is a comic strip, but still it is very much evident. It is very much these things are happening nowadays pretty much commonly. So yeah, IoT is impacting a lot on human lives. Let's see some real world examples. Before that, I'll tell you how can IoT change a human life. So these are the different kind of real world examples wherein uh, human life is getting impacted, or better to say human life is so much in coordination with IoT. And these sectors are medical and healthcare systems, infrastructure management systems, environmental monitoring systems, energy management, large scale development, manufacturing industries or manufacturing management, home and building automation, and transportation management. So all of these industries, all of these sectors, again, you can see there's a hand with sensor. So depending upon the data, whenever there's a sensor and users, they provide input by their own hand or by different kind of actions. So you have data being collected for all these industries, and then it is being processed. After processing, certain decisions are being taken, certain requests and API are decided, and then whenever a user is requesting something, depending upon his request, we already know whenever user behave in this pattern or whenever a user is sending some kind of request like this, we already have a command ready for the user so that whatever actions you want, the automatic machine will go ahead and do it for them. So this is the way all these sectors are going to change, and this change will take place because of Internet of Things. Let's see real world examples, the one which I was talking about. The first example which I have in front of you is a smart bike. This smart bike is very much common in places like US, Netherlands, and even in Germany. You can buy these bikes. These bikes are so smart that they'll give you directions. They'll guide you on the route so that you don't end up into traffic. and then they'll track the riding metrics, that what time you started to ride, what time you ended, how much time you took, what was your heart rate when you started, what was the end heart rate, how many calories you burned today in each ride, and what is the average time you're taking, how much speed you were driving, and different kind of matrices and systems can be seen, the results can be seen, and you can take it in memory, and then you can analyze again, or you can view them again on your mobile phone or laptop. You can also get notifications, it's the time to go home or something like this. So these are example of a smart bikes, and this smart bike is based upon IoT. The second example is smart home security. Yes, friends, this is something which I got to know about, I guess, in 2010. Yeah, 2010, 11, when I was in US, New York, Chicago, I heard about this kind of solution, which was known as smart home security system. It was still under progress at that point of time, but now you can easily get it over there at Amazon or few of the websites. It's so easily available. For example, this is a smart home security system that is packed into a single device. It adapts to your home over time and sends intelligent notification with HD video directly to your smartphone. So everywhere in your phone, whichever corner you want to see, you can see depending upon your need. You can figure out what exactly is happening in your home, different devices, your costly or valuable items, or if you have any kid or pet, you can even see them. So it tells you about everything, all the details you can see on your smart device. Third, which is very common nowadays, I guess most of the countries and most of the people, they are using it, glucose monitoring and blood pressure monitoring. Uh, this is a IoT based device, a smart device, glucose monitor or a blood pressure monitor, wherein cellular powered glucose meter transmit each test result to a secure server and provides instant feedback, coaching to the patient. This equips doctors, nurses, and diabetes educators with real-time clinical data. The blood pressure monitor, what it does, simply slip it off on your cuff and turn on the wireless blood pressure monitor, and the health map will automatically launch and will give you all the details, and you will also get it on your phone. Plus, doctors, nurses, and other paramedics will get all the real-time clinical data. So, glucose monitor and blood pressure monitors are something which are very much common nowadays, which people are using at home. And by getting them connected to IoT, the data analytics and different kind of results and different kind of plans, diet plans, your physical plans, and your work routine, your day life balance or your health balance, all this related information is directly sent out to your mail, to your mobile, or to whatever mode of communication you want. It will be sent to you. This is the way IoT is taking care of. It is impacting human health as well. The fourth example is Pitnet. Many of you might be having some or the other pet, and it is not easy to maintain a pet. Trust me, you have to take so much of care. You have to feed them. So Pitnet is something which will control the feeding system of your pet from anywhere and tracks their nutrition. So what does it do? Pitnet is a IoT-based application, and what it does, it has a device, a smart device at your home, which has a chamber and it has food, and it controls. It knows depending upon the data, whatever you feed, what time you give, what time you give food to your pet, and what nutritions you want to give them, and how to keep them healthy, depending on all this data from different data centers and whatever you have provided. They'll decide the exact good amount of food for your pet, the right time to give it to pet, and then how to give it. Plus, you can also have a view, you can have a camera, you can see what your pet is doing and how your pet is having food, all this information. So this is something, a revolutionary idea, and it is changing not only human life, but also life of other person, other kind of living beings who are attached to humans. This next example is about plants. Many of you, just like pets, many of you might be having different kind of home plants, and you have a affection towards gardening. Then this is a hydroponic system, which is also IoT based system that attends all your plant needs and water them, feed them, and make sure they have an optimal growing condition 24 cross 7. So how much it is a kind of chamber wherein you set your plant, and then you can see sun, heat, water, moisture, all these levels, and uh, at what time your plant should have water, and then what is the maximum time your plant to take it. It should be in shade, and taking all different kind of care about your plant so that they grow in an optimal way. So not only human beings, animals, plants, everything is being impacted nowadays through this IoT, Internet of Things. So now we'll move on to the next topic, which talks about future of IoT. We have seen that there's so many things in which IoT can be applied. But what is the future of IoT? IoT is based upon flexible configuration. Like as I told in my previous slide, it has to be flexible so that it can apply to different kind of application and different kind of users and different kind of environment. It is a universal application. It should have adaptability across different kind of applications. Technology integrator, as I told you initially, cloud system, big data, data analytics, business informatics. There's so many different kind of complex technologies, and everything is integrated together when we talk about IoT. Improved resource utilization. Yes, the resources utilization will go to the maximum because with this, there is no wastage and it is very lean, and you can work upon different kind of scenarios. You can work and figure out the best possible way in which you can have optimum resource utilization or the maximum resource utilization based upon human and machine learning. It is a smart system and it can improve, it can learn on its own. Dynamic control over daily life and industry. Yes, all these points, they create a system which has a very dynamic control over daily life of humans and industry. That is the future of IoT. In coming days, you will see more and more application will be IoT based, and these IoT based applications, IoT based services will have a very high impact or high control on our daily life and industry. The feature of IoT is it is predicted by certain surveys, and it has been told by lot many surveys across US, Europe, and other Asian countries, and many of the universities that conducted surveys. They figured out Internet of Things is a big industry. It is going to be 227 billion industry, and devices. You'll have 227 billion devices by year 2020 and 2020, and you'll be having $1 trillion business coming out of these devices. Yes, trillions and trillions of dollar business would be coming from IoT by year 2020. So this is a huge market. It has got a huge potential, and all you need is to figure out the ways to tap into such kind of market and figure out how you can have a growth opportunity or a career opportunity in anything which is related to Internet of Testing, Internet of Things. Now, we talked about the good things about IoT. Let's talk about some challenges or bad things about IoT. What are the challenges which IoT is facing nowadays? So these are the 5 top challenges which I have mentioned over here. Power is critical. Many IoT applications need to run for years over batteries and reduce the overall energy consumption. So for Internet of IoT application, uh, power is they need to be on all the time, and then power for them is a very important factor and it is very critical. Connectivity, everything you have seen by now that everything is connected via internet, so you need to have a variety of wired and wireless connectivity standards that are required to enable different application needs. So it is a very important feature, or it is a very important challenge. Connectivity, wired and wireless connectivity. IoT is complex. IoT is not easy. I never said it is a simple thing. It is a very complex thing. It has got so many intersystem and so many complex technologies involved in it. So IoT application development needs to be easy for all developers and not just for expert. It has to be made easy. So it is a big challenge. And then cloud is important. Yes, IoT is based out of cloud because to maintain servers locally would be very problematic when you want it to be flexible. And whenever there is flexibility, it has to be done via cloud. So IoT application requires end-to-end solution, including cloud services. Why I say end-to-end? Because security is a very important reason. Privacy is a very important reason. You cannot rely upon other service providers for your privacy and security. I'll talk about this more in my upcoming slides. And then sensing a complex environment. Innovative ways to sense and deliver information on the physical world to the cloud. So you can see there's a cloud, there's a physical world, there's a business value and a human value, plus there's a technical system. There are so many things which are involved when we talk about IoT, and it becomes a very complex environment. So you need some innovative ways to sense and deliver information from physical world to the cloud and to all the systems in order to deliver human value. Now, the last but not least, the most important challenge which IoT has is security and privacy related challenge. And now security challenge has been divided into a lot many challenges, which I'll talk over here. Security is very vital, and for users who are giving their data or whose data is to be used in order to enhance or in order to improve the IoT based application and services, maintenance of that data and keeping it secure is the biggest challenge. Trust me, privacy and security is the biggest challenge for IoT applications and services. You can see authentication, access control, privacy means privacy of the data, policy enforcement, trusting the devices or trusting the application, trusting the servers, trusting the environment, mobile security, secure middleware, and confidentiality. These are few of the big challenges when we talk about security-based challenges for IoT. These terms are very much evident, and most of you would be knowing about authentication, access control, privacy, policy enforcement, trust, mobile security, secure middleware, and confidential. So I'm not going in detail about it. If in case you need any information regarding any of these, feel free to chat me on my LinkedIn, or you can post a comment over my website and I'll answer your questions. Trust me, guys, it takes a lot of effort to make a video like this, and I need your support. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe if you really like my videos. Like, share, and subscribe my channel and spread the word across others. And if in case you're looking for any kind of topic, if in case you are interested to know something more about any topic, just let me know in comments. I'll try to come up with a video on that. So moving back to this IoT security challenges, these are the challenges, and all of these are very important if we really want to keep a user data safe and private and secured. Now, with this, we come on to the most important topic of our today's webinar, that is IoT testing opportunities. Yes, my friends, when we talk about IoT, there are so many testing opportunities which are present in this IoT application and services. This can be usability testing. So when a user is using application, how good the application is and how user-friendly the application is. How do you find that the application is meeting the objective which is supposed to do, and it is not ambiguous, and it is very much helpful for the user to understand the controls, and he can go ahead and use it without any kind of confusion in his mind, and he knows that what kind of benefits he would get, or what kind of benefits would be delivered to the user when he is subscribing or when he is going for that IoT device or services. So this can be ensured via testing only. So usability testing is a great opportunity, trust me. Then you have upgrade testing. Now, with different kind of IoT things coming into picture, uh, it is an internet working. So there are so many upgrades taking place: upgrade of cloud system, upgrade of data systems, data management systems, big data, upgrade of business informatics, upgrades of data analytics, upgrading of embedded systems, and then finally end-to-end upgradation of the system as a whole. So there are so many upgrades which may take place, and depending on the upgrade, the system has to be secured, system has to be tested for different kind of upgradings. So upgrade testing is also a very important part, and IoT needs a specialist in this field, then only they can perform such kind of testing. Pilot testing, every project has a pilot project. So whenever any company is planning to come up, like recently Google is trying to come up with so many IoT based devices, so all of this they are getting tested using beta users. Same way, there are many applications. If you go to market, you will see so many IoT based applications, and all of them, they have their pilot projects. And this pilot project, they require testing as a business user. So you have to figure out that, okay, you, as a alpha or beta user, you have to go ahead and test it, this pilot projects, and you can figure out, with depending upon your feedback, this application or this service will be enhanced, IoT system will be enhanced. And pilot testing is also very important testing, which can be looked after. And then security testing, yes, security testing. In the last slide, we talk about security thing. It is very important. There are so many things which are involved. For example, authentication, network access controls, privacy and data security, policy. There must be certain kind of policy through which a policy enforcement or legal and compliance related things which are to be maintained. So you have to test all those legal and compliance rules and regulations. Government has their own set of rules and regulations that also needs to be done. Trust, certification. There are so many certificates which need to be verified. And then mobile security, mobile application, Android, iOS, they have different approaches, and what are different kind of security. Mobile devices, how are they secure, and how are they going to interact, and what could be the different kind of security challenges which user may face. And the middleware, there is a middleware involved, cloud is there, and physical devices are there, and human physical interactions are there. So there is a middleware testing also which can be done. Confidentiality, so data, private data should be private and should not be made public, and no user data should be uh, open like the way it happened in Facebook. So there shouldn't be any such kind of incident. And there's so many things, so many security related testing options which are present today. So that is also a very important testing which can be done when we talk about Internet of Things. Connectivity testing. As I said, IoT is totally based upon connectivity. IoT is totally based upon wired and wireless connectivity. So you have to figure out different kind of connectivity, network related testing and connectivity related testing to figure out that it is working at its best and there is no connectivity issues. Then you have performance testing. Yes, you may develop a very good software, you may develop a very good system, but if its performance is not good, there's no point. Nobody, you won't find a business user, you won't find somebody who is going to use your system. So performance testing, may it be for the software, may it be for the hardware installation, may it be for the system as a whole, is a very important thing. And there is a huge demand of performance testing experts in IoT. Compatibility testing, when we talk about different versions, when we talk about upgrades, when we talk about pilot system, when we talk about all the system, they will have different kind of compatibility within the system, within the different kind of internet works, and outside with the users, different kind of user, different kind of internal and external applications. So you have to figure out that how is the system compatible. For example, you can have the same application, how it is interacting with, let's say, mobile phone and laptop, how the same application is interacting with a user in English and somebody who is using it in Spanish. Or maybe if somebody is using an Android phone with a low memory, and then somebody is using a iOS phone with a high memory, the streaming of video, what you see, what is the quality. There are so many compatibility issues which can happen because of different internal external network, internal external components configuration. So you have to figure out the compatibility related issues, and this can be done only via compatibility testing. Last is regulatory testing. As I already mentioned, uh, regulatory testing are also one of the security testing, but since regulatory measures are being laid upon the organization by government, so you have to, if you know, if you're a lawyer, if you know different kind of IT related issues, every company has different kind of regulatory norms, so they have their different set of rules. All you need to do is to check apps on the basis of these rules and regulation laid up by the government, private and public organizations, and to figure out whether they comply with the standards. And this can be done only via regulatory testing. So these are the few testing opportunities which user can have, which as a tester you can have in future, and these are very important for Internet of Things. And hopefully you'll also try to access any of these or most of this, and then you can have a bright future in IoT testing. Now, in brief, we'll talk about the IoT testing activities. So here I have tried to figure out a list of different testing activities which is being performed when we talk about IoT. IoT, just like any other system, you have requirements, and then you have design, and then you have implementation, verification, release, response, and depending upon the response and feedback, you train your system and you restart doing things again. But then it has a policy center, as I said, policy center, which is quality gates or depending upon regulation. So here you have regulatory testing, readiness testing, risk and threat. This is something which is under compatibility testing, which is under security testing. And then you have static analysis. When the implementation is going, then at that point of time you have a static analysis and unit testing, which can be done via qualified tools, and security vulnerability analysis is being done so as to verify that there is no security lagging. For example, if a user is typing his login and password, and that login and password is not encrypted, it can be seen somewhere, then that's a major flaw, right? So these are just an example. And then when it is complete, implementation is complete at the runtime, when you're running it, how it is using. So you have usability testing, you have performance testing, how exactly it is working, how much code is covered, uh, correlated code coverage, intelligent analytics, API testing, security testing, integration testing with different internal and external systems. And then you figure out different kind of load testing, how many users can use it at a time, service virtualization, what are the different services, which API service calls which are being used, how do you test it. So all those things which we talked in our previous slides, over here you can see each one of those can be implemented as one of the activities for IoT testing, Internet of Things testing. So with this, we move on to our last slide, and this is something which talks about world of IoT, world of Internet of Things. Yes, friends. I'm pretty sure the day is not far when you'll see a complete world which is based upon IoT. For example, you see this is a whole township. So a complete township can be planned. I have seen such images on the search engine where you can see a complete township being planned upon Internet of Things, where air pollution, forest fire detection, quality of food what you get, may it be wine, may it be vegetables, everything, taking care of your offsprings, taking care of animal husbandry, taking care of growing conditions where your plants are growing, sportsman careship, and then structural health, all kind of building materials, different kind of bridges or different kind of mega structures, everything, quality of the shipment conditions. All these things are maintained via IoT, Internet of Things, and IoT-based applications. Smartphone detections to figure out any kind of notification, information, alarm, or any use that user want to have. Perimeter access control, wherever you have the perimeter, whole city is controlled by perimeter, and you have security systems. You have energy system, you have radiation level, which is also being controlled, and users are being notified. Electromagnetic, you have Wi-Fi, and you have mobile towers, so electromagnetic levels are being controlled. The traffic condition, depending upon, as I see the smart cycle bike, same way you have traffic condition where you have high traffic, low traffic, everything is controlled, and you get to gather information regarding traffic, regarding all these features via IoT. You have the roads which have a smart one. You have warning messages coming online and at a dynamic time. For example, you're driving at 60, and then you start seeing a signal over there. You're driving fast, slow down. You are in a rush area, you have to slow down, and you can see all the signals, and this signal is shown only to you and not to others. So this will happen depend on runtime, depending upon the data collected from your car, smart lighting. So you can see the lights in township coming up and going on and off, depending upon the, for example, even in daytime, when you see there's darkness, all of a sudden these lights will, they are not time bound, they are more data bound. For example, if light is low, environmental light is low, sun is setting early, or there's clouds, depending on that, the light system will start to light up. Intelligent shopping, so you'll get to know all those points. You're traveling, you're just walking by shopping, and your watch starts to give you notification. You want to buy a new mobile phone, there's a shop which is having sale, and you have a new deal going on. Why don't you try it? Want to give it a try? So all this kind of smart intelligent shopping, and noise and urban, all kind of air pollution, noise pollution will be under control. If at all anybody is breaking the rule, they'll be given notifications, they'll be given fine, and everything will be online, and it will happen in a dynamic way, runtime, with the help of clouds and data analytics and data processing. Any water leakage, vehicle damage, or waste management, smart parking, all of this will be handled via this IoT. And with this, we come to the end of our presentation. This is me, Prashant Kumar, QA evangelist and software testing enthusiast. You can see me on LinkedIn, and please feel free to get in touch with me. Do like, share, and subscribe my channel, and let me know what is the next topic on which you want to have my next webinar. Thank you, friends. See ya. Have a good day. Bye-bye.